What it do, Dream Team? It's your boy D Neal back with another reaction video. And this one we are reacting to how much power does the US president really have? Because in the news, everywhere on social media, everywhere, either the president getting blamed or he's getting praised for what's going on in the country. And I'm like, I've always thought the president, because you got the Senate and the House of Representatives, so I'm like, I always thought the president didn't actually have as much power. I just was like, he's the face of the country. But we gonna find out. I'm not saying I know. That's just what I thought. I don't know much. I'll tell you that. But I'm finna learn some things, and we finna find out. But before we jump into this, what I need you guys to do is hit that subscribe button, ring notification bell, get a video a thumbs up so it gets suggested. Social media, Patreon, all up top. You want to subscribe to any of it, put all the links in the description. All you gotta do is hit the link, follow me, talk to me. I'm human. I talk back. And if you got a favorite video suggestion, you can subscribe to Patreon, or in the description section there's a Google form link. What we got, man?
Here, a 2015 study ranked the United Kingdom as the world leader in soft power. That's the ability to influence other nations by whispering in their ear. The United States, on the other hand, is the world leader in hard power, using their vast military might to beat other countries into submission. Put it this way, if the UK is Peter Baelish, then America is the mountain. The difference in approaches between the two nations' foreign policies has a lot to do with the way each country's government functions. The British government has what's called a division of power, in which the Prime Minister is not actually the country leader, but is simply the head of government as well as an advisor to Her Majesty the Queen, whom is the true head of state. The President of the United States, however, is the one and only head of state and executive leader over the entire country and its people. All this basically means that in the US, a hell of a lot of power is given to one person.
Facts. Alright, so I was wrong. The US, it seems like the US president does have more power than I realized. Okay, so then they deserve the praise or the scrutiny. They deserve the praise or the criticism, whichever comes their way, right?
In the US, a hell of a lot of power is given to one person. Apart from perhaps Putin, there are few heads of state that have more individual power than the US president. Even Kim Jong-un has to share his power with his deceased grandfather, who is technically still president. But in reality, how real is the American president's power? How much power do they really possess? Will Donald Trump be able to build a wall without permission from Congress? Should you be scared? The President of the United States, or POTUS, is effectively a dictator. As long as he or she sticks within the confines of the law, the POTUS is free to do whatever they please. However, if this power was pushed to its limits, the POTUS would face impeachment. They would have their presidency swiftly removed. So, for this reason, and to gain the approval of the general public in the hopes of winning a second term in 4 years' time, presidents often behave and do what the majority of the American public wants them to do. But, if a president weren't sound of mind and had no morals, what could they theoretically do?
I'm intrigued to find this out. So they're basically free reign. President of the United States can do whatever they want. Like, whatever they want. Unless it's too crazy, then they're going to impeach you. They're going to be like, you ain't in the right mind. Like, something wrong with you. You hurting the nation. Get out. But other than that, you stay within the confines of the law. Free reign. Hold up.
And had no morals. What could they theoretically do? Well, to start with an obvious one, the president is commander-in-chief of the military and can do whatever they please with its 1.5 million troops and endless toys. And that's not just the troops at home. The president has total control of 800 military bases in 70 countries across the globe. Oh, and let's not forget the 7,000 nuclear warheads at the president's disposal. So what about a bit closer to home?
He could end the
What
world.
damage can the president do to their own peoples? Since they are in charge of powerful organizations such as the CIA, NSA and FBI, the president can find out whatever they like about pretty much anyone and enforce any punishments they so desire in a heartbeat. The president also receives intelligence from numerous allied countries. Lawmaking is a different kettle of fish, and is often where most presidents come unstuck on their path to power. If the president wishes to amend or create new laws, they have to create a bill, which is passed through Congress. If it receives a majority vote in Congress, then the bill is passed to the president to sign. If he signs, it's then the law. Simple, right? Well, that's only if Congress is on the president's side.
That's what I was thinking. That's where I was like, the president doesn't have as much power as I feel like. This is where I was at. Know what I'm saying? This type of power, when it comes to lawmaking, like it got to go through all of them. The majority of them people got to vote with the president for it to become a law. Know what I'm saying? And so this is what I mean. So if you like, I want to do this, I want to make this law, but the Congress like, nah, you tripping, bro. Nah, it ain't gonna be a law. All right, well, my bad. Keep it going.
Well, that's only if Congress is on the president's side. That's to say the president's political party has more seats in Congress than the opposition party. Obviously, if you have more friends on your side, then Congress is more likely to vote in favour of any bills you decide to pass. And it just so happens that when Donald Trump is inaugurated, he will have a majority number of Republican seats in both chambers of Congress, the House of Representatives and the Senate.
Oh, dang.
In fact, the current Congress is the largest Republican majority since the 1930s. And even if Congress doesn't vote in favour of Trump's fatuous plans for some reason, then he can always turn to an executive order, which is basically there so that the president can turn his middle finger up at Congress and do whatever the hell he likes anyway. Congress can always pass legislation that opposes the president's executive order, but the president is free to veto anything that Congress passes. So yeah, I think he would probably do that. If, however, a president...
So this is what it sounds like to me. President wants to make a law. He makes a bill. It has to get passed by the Congress. But Congress says, nah, we ain't agreeing with you, bro. You tripping on that. And then the president can say, well, F y'all, I was doing this. I was trying to get y'all to vote out the niceness of my heart. But let me pass this executive order, fam, that this is going to be passed. And then the Congress like, nah. They write some legislature like, nah, bro, we said you were tripping. And then the president can be like, freak that legislature you talking about. It's going to be passed. Is that how it is? Did I explain that right? Because that's what it sounded like. Because if that's the case, then why even have a vote in the first place? Y'all, I don't know enough.
Yeah, I think he would probably do that. If, however, a president's executive order is in conflict with the Constitution, it can be taken to the Supreme Court, who have the power to either allow it or quash it, which historically would have acted as a nice balance to stop the president's power getting out of control. This next term, however, because some Supreme Justices are retiring soon and other reasons, Donald Trump will have the rare opportunity to pick who he would like to be part of the Supreme Court, giving him considerable leverage over the most powerful court in the land. He may get to replace up to 4 of 9 justices, and when you consider that the average serving time of a Supreme Court justice is 26 years, who he picks now will affect the country for generations. It goes without saying that anyone who achieves the title of President of the United States is inevitably going to become one of the most powerful individuals in the world. Franklin D. Roosevelt is often thought as the most powerful president in history. He certainly issued the most executive orders by a mile. But with ever increasing usage of executive orders and a Republican majority at his back, some experts theorize that Donald Trump will have more power at his fingertips than any predecessor. I'm sorry if you aren't satisfied with this answer. If so, you may want to look at emigrating to any of these 5 countries, which statistically have the most stable political systems in the world. I'd personally go for Denmark. They have unbelievable breakfast pastries, but that's just me. Thanks for watching. A man known simply as Ziona has...
I love that. I actually love, because I learned a lot. I learned that the president has way more power than I imagined, that they actually do deserve the praise or the criticism that they receive. You know what I'm saying? But that's all we got for this one. If you guys got a favorite video you want to see me react to, make sure you can subscribe to Patreon and make a suggestion, or in the description section there's a Google form link. Hit the link, fill out your suggestion, send it to me. You want me to get yours faster than others, fill out premium, but make sure you subscribe to the channel. Ring that notification bell, get a video a thumbs up so it gets suggested. Social media and Patreon, all up top. You're subscribed to any of it. Put all the links in the description. All you gotta do is hit the link, follow me, talk to me. Love talking to you guys. You guys are the most incredible team on YouTube. It's your boy D Neal, out.